Take a look at your dashboard right now. See any warning lights? Most drivers ignore at least one of the critical warning signs I'm covering today until it's too late. I've compiled the 5 most expensive mistakes drivers make that turn minor issues into complete vehicle failures. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what destructive habits to avoid and how to extend your car's life by years. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Did you know that driving with low tire pressure is like shredding money on the road? That small yellow light on your dashboard isn't just another annoying notification. It's your car desperately trying to tell you something important. When your tire pressure monitoring system illuminates, most drivers just ignore it. They'll drive for weeks, sometimes months before doing anything about it. This common mistake damages your car in ways you might not see until it's far too late. Here's what happens. Each mile you drive on underinflated tires creates wear patterns that can never be fixed. Your tires wear unevenly from the edges inward, but that's just the beginning. Your fuel economy takes a serious hit too. About 3% worse fuel efficiency for every 1 PSI drop across all 4 tires. For the average driver, that adds up to wasting gallons of gas every month. The physics behind the damage is straightforward. When your tires don't have enough air, the edges bear excessive weight they were never designed to handle. This forces the internal structure to flex beyond its limits. That flexing generates heat, the #1 enemy of rubber compounds. Inside your tire, the steel belts and fabric plies start to separate and weaken with every mile. Tire manufacturers have conducted extensive tests on this issue. The results? Underinflated tires showed a shocking 25% reduction in total tread life. Even more concerning, traction in wet conditions decreased significantly, increasing stopping distances by up to 40 feet at highway speeds. That's nearly 3 car lengths of extra stopping distance when you need to avoid an accident. What makes this mistake so devastating is how the damage accumulates silently. Your tires look normal from a casual glance, but by the time you notice a problem, you're already facing premature replacement. The solution costs almost nothing. 5 minutes of your time each month to check your tire pressure with a quality gauge. This simple habit saves the average driver $300 to $500 annually between premature tire replacements and improved fuel economy. While most drivers obsess over engine maintenance, your tires deserve just as much attention. They're literally where the rubber meets the road. The only 4 contact patches connecting your vehicle to the pavement. That little sticker on your windshield isn't just a suggestion. Skipping oil changes is the automotive equivalent of refusing to drink water for weeks. You might feel fine at first, but the damage happens inside where you can't see it. Your engine is an incredible machine with hundreds of metal parts moving at speeds that would amaze you. These components generate temperatures over 200 degrees, and operate with clearances measured in thousandths of an inch. That's thinner than a human hair. All these parts depend on one thing to survive: clean oil. As oil ages inside your engine, it undergoes a dangerous transformation. The protective fluid chemically breaks down, loses its viscosity, and collects metal particles and combustion byproducts. What started as a slick lubricant slowly turns into an abrasive sludge that actually damages your engine with every mile. Inside an engine running on degraded oil, metal parts begin making direct contact. This creates microscopic damage that gets worse every time you drive. Bearings develop pits, cylinder walls get scored with tiny grooves, and timing components stretch beyond their design limits. Your engine is literally wearing itself out from the inside. The worst scenario happens when oil passages become completely clogged with sludge. Critical engine components suddenly receive zero lubrication, leading to catastrophic engine seizure without any warning. 1 minute you're driving, the next your engine locks up completely. According to Laura Gonzalez, marketing manager for AutoNation Volkswagen of Las Vegas, Ignoring your low oil situation and the oil service light for too long will cause catastrophic failure to your engine. This warning shouldn't be taken lightly. What's truly shocking is the cost difference. A typical oil change costs $30 to $70, while a complete engine replacement ranges from $3,500 to over $10,000. This makes skipping oil changes possibly the most expensive corner you can cut in vehicle maintenance. Following your vehicle's recommended oil change interval, typically 5,000 to 10,000 miles, is the single most important maintenance action for ensuring your engine reaches 200,000 plus miles. Modern synthetic oils offer better protection, but they don't eliminate the need for regular changes. They simply give you a wider safety margin before the damage begins. That burning smell while driving downhill isn't just unpleasant. It's the scent of your brake system literally disintegrating before your eyes. Most drivers don't realize what's happening until it's too late. When you're coming down a long hill, your natural instinct is probably to keep your foot on the brake pedal the entire time. What you don't see is that this creates temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit at your brake surfaces. That's hot enough to melt aluminum. At these extreme temperatures, something terrifying happens. Your brake pads begin to outgas. The friction material releases vapors that create a slick layer between the pad and rotor. This condition is called brake fade, and it's as dangerous as it sounds. Your brake pedal feels completely normal under your foot, but suddenly your car isn't slowing down. The first time most drivers experience this is in an emergency situation, exactly when you need your brakes most. The heat doesn't just reduce your stopping power temporarily. It permanently damages your entire brake system. Rotors warp beyond repair. The friction material in your brake pads crystallizes. Even your brake fluid can reach boiling point, creating vapor locks that completely disable your braking system. In the worst cases, this excessive heat transfers into your wheel bearings and hub assemblies. The high temperatures break down the lubricants inside, causing premature bearing failure. This can actually lead to wheel separation at highway speeds, your wheel literally detaching from your vehicle. What makes this mistake particularly dangerous is that you might not notice the damage immediately. You could make it home safely after riding your brakes down a mountain, only to experience catastrophic brake failure days later when you need to make an emergency stop in traffic. The solution is surprisingly simple. Use engine braking by downshifting to a lower gear, and when you do use your brakes, apply them in a pulsing pattern. Press the brakes firmly, then release completely, allowing cooling between applications. This prevents heat buildup while maintaining control. Learning these proper downhill driving techniques costs nothing but saves thousands in brake system repairs and potentially prevents a serious accident caused by brake failure at the worst possible moment. That slight clunk you hear when shifting from reverse to drive without stopping completely? It's the sound of $5,000 being subtracted from your bank account in slow motion. Most drivers do this every day without realizing the damage they're causing. Modern automatic transmissions are marvels of engineering. They contain precision planetary gear sets, clutch packs, and valve bodies that operate under pressurized hydraulic systems. These components are designed for specific directional changes, but they need the right conditions to work properly. When you shift between reverse and drive while your car is still rolling, you force the transmission to instantly reverse the rotation of multiple components against their momentum. This creates shock loads that exceed the design limits of these precision parts. Imagine trying to suddenly spin a ceiling fan in the opposite direction while it's still turning. That's essentially what you're doing to your transmission. Each time you make this shift without stopping, microscopic damage occurs to transmission clutches, bands, and gear surfaces. These damaged parts create metal particles that circulate through the transmission fluid. Like tiny sandpaper bits, these particles cause additional abrasive damage throughout the entire system. The valve body, essentially your transmission's computer-controlled hydraulic brain, suffers accelerated wear from these shock loads. Over time, this leads to erratic shifting, slippage, and eventually complete transmission failure. What's particularly dangerous about this habit is that modern transmissions are designed to mask problems until they become catastrophic. The sophisticated electronic control units can compensate for minor issues by adjusting hydraulic pressures and shift points. By the time you notice symptoms like delayed engagement or rough shifting, the internal damage is usually extensive. The solution is incredibly simple. Come to a complete stop before shifting between reverse and drive. This adds mere seconds to your driving time, but can extend transmission life by years and save you $3,000 to $5,000 in premature transmission replacement. This simple habit change costs nothing to implement but represents one of the highest returns on investment in vehicle longevity. Just remember, complete stop, then shift. Your transmission and your wallet will thank you. Your vehicle's maximum weight capacity isn't a friendly suggestion. It's a hard engineering limit that, when exceeded, triggers a cascade of expensive failures throughout your entire vehicle. Many drivers don't think twice about loading up their car or truck beyond its limits, unaware of the damage they're causing with every mile. Every vehicle has a specific gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, that accounts for all passengers, cargo, and the vehicle itself. This number isn't arbitrary. Engineers carefully calculated it based on the structural and mechanical limitations of your car's components. It represents the absolute maximum your vehicle can safely handle. When you exceed this weight limit, your suspension compresses beyond its designed travel. This forces control arms to operate at extreme angles, accelerating ball joint and bushing wear by up to 300% compared to normal loads. These components begin to fail much earlier than they should, creating dangerous driving conditions. The overloaded suspension allows excessive body roll during cornering, which transfers abnormal stress to frame mounting points. This can cause permanent structural damage that's virtually impossible to repair. Your car's frame might develop cracks, welds can weaken, and the vehicle's ability to protect you in a crash becomes compromised. Your braking system, designed for specific weight parameters, becomes dangerously inadequate when overloaded. Stopping distances increase dramatically while brake component life decreases. The extra weight creates so much momentum that your brakes simply can't handle it effectively. Perhaps most expensive is the strain on your transmission and differential. These components rely on specific fluid dynamics and gear mesh patterns that become compromised under excessive load. The added stress generates heat and wear that can lead to premature failure costing thousands to repair. The solution is simple. Check your vehicle's door jamb sticker for weight limits and use bathroom scales to estimate loaded weight when necessary. This ensures you stay within safe limits, preserving your vehicle's handling, braking, and drivetrain integrity. Understanding and respecting your vehicle's weight limitations might mean making 2 trips or renting appropriate equipment for heavy loads. A small inconvenience compared to the thousands in repairs caused by chronic overloading. The 5 habits we've covered today might seem minor, but they're the exact things that determine if your car will reach 250,000 miles or die before 100,000. Each one creates damage that builds up silently until something breaks catastrophically. You know what's the most expensive car on the road? It's not that luxury model with the big price tag. It's the normal car whose owner ignored these simple maintenance principles and paid thousands in preventable repairs. Cars don't die of old age. They die from neglect that accumulates over time. The good news? Every problem we covered today can be prevented with minimal effort and basic awareness.